I grew up like a savage. No Vultures Podcast. I'm Lord Rad, and today we got a very, 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 very special guest. Now, this lady is a star, but I called it way before anybody. I was the biggest fan. I was the nigga running around here calling Good Night in the Ghetto a classic the day it came out.
Oh, thank you.
Not when everybody jumped on it, and I also was trying to figure out how the fuck she did it. But this lady is the queen of Oakland, the queen of the Bay Area, the queen of California, the queen of the West Coast. You know, you'd have seen her alongside of the biggest, from Drake to YG to Kehlani to you name it. She done been on side of them and right there contributing and doing, in my opinion, the biggest work on the songs.
Thank
we
you.
got Kamaiyah on No Vultures today.
What it do?
Man, what's happening?
Oh, trying to warm up in this cold ass motherfucking aquatic center. But no, I'm just blessed to be here.
Man, this is an honor and a pleasure for me because for me, I'm nostalgic like you. Mm-hmm. Older than you, but I'm nostalgic like you. So I always wonder, where the fuck did you get all of this sauce from? Like, you know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? So my whole aesthetic, like even right now, like I just hopped off a fucking episode of A Different World. It's crazy because I always liked the 90s and the 80s. And then as I got older, I never really understood niggas call my daddy old school. So that was his shit. Then here come me. I'm a different derivative of what the fuck he was. I just liked watching Fresh Prince or A Different World and shit like that. So I like dressing like that because I just thought it was fly.
That shit, honestly is the flyest, fashion-wise, is the flyest we ever been.
Nah, for sure. I hate this shit right now.
Yeah, like that time, like all of the black brands, and you had to put it together.
Nah, for sure.
Everybody had their own individual style.
And it's because back then, like, a nigga only could get a select few pieces, right? So when you look at a nigga style, it wasn't that matchy shit. It was like, all right, I only got this, so I'm gonna have to wear that with these Jordans because I only got this one pair of Jordans.
Right.
So you have to make what you got and make it fly. Like now, niggas just, I don't like it. We was talking about it earlier. We was just watching Boosie little shit before we came here, and how the niggas was just ghetto and how they was dressing. I'm like, right now, niggas could never do this again because everybody gonna be in the video with their own purse, their own little satchels. Like it's just not gonna look the same. It ain't gonna hit the same.
That's a fact. So, give you the No Vultures disclaimer. Started a podcast because of how much I'm into the culture. Mm-hmm. And like yourself, I've heard you say it, I wanted to represent where we from, not in a Boosie light. Mm-hmm. So I just get, every time I look at the TV and see us represented in a way that we not, that shit just it be so cringy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like them shows and shit.
Yeah, so I wanted to like start doing storytelling. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what the podcast is based on. That's why it's guest based.
Okay.
So I just wanted to run through like, you know, your life.
Oh, it's good.
Born and raised in Oakland.
Yeah.
High Street.
Yeah. Nah, originally, we just talking about that too on the way here. So originally from like birth to 4, I lived on 73rd and Lockwood. My mom moved to Hayward, but then I ended up, you feel me, going to foster care and shit like probably a year after that. When I got out of foster care, I was in foster care for like 2 years. I moved to High Street. So that's why I claim, because I feel like that's when I actually understood who I was and then started to get my roots and shit as an adult type shit.
So, I heard you explain the foster care system, and I know a lot of people that's been in the foster care system. Like, how could you explain it? Like, how could you explain it? Because it seemed like an abusive system, right? It seemed like a money grab.
Yeah.
What is it actually like?
I mean, for me personally, it's like jail for kids. Like, for me, it was like a shell shock for like the first couple, whatever, because you got to adjust to being in a house full of strangers. You know what I'm saying? You throw a kid from being comfortable with people into a room full of a bunch of other kids and adults that you've never seen before and telling them to adjust. But then as soon as they get comfortable, you throwing them somewhere else. Like, how is that fucking going to make you feel fulfilled? Like, you're going to always feel a little lost in that system. So I don't feel like it's good for no kid.
Also, I want to tell you this, too. I want to give you your flowers on watching your progression and watching your growth.
Yeah.
The way that you articulate yourself now about your life is beautiful. I'm going to just tell you that.
Yeah.
Like, Fab need to quit hating and start letting women come to Thug Therapy. Because the shit that you've been saying, I would just fill up a room of young girls and let you talk.
Nah, yeah.
Like, fuck all that. Just let her say what she gonna say because you said so much, even in the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta be no hoe or none of that shit to, you know what I'm saying? But for somebody that came through the system, I just letting you know, I've been watching and your progression it's a beautiful thing. I hope you write a book and all that shit.
Some people tell me to do that shit, but I don't feel like I'm that old yet. Maybe that's like 40-year-old me.
Yeah.
When I start writing books and doing scripts and shit, let somebody else play me in a movie. Because I feel like my life is so complex, I couldn't really even do a movie. It had to be a series. Because it's like, it's just so many different areas of my life and just the extension of my family. Like, a lot of people don't know I have an aunt with 12 kids. So just growing up with that and then watching her slang dope and her story, my dad's story, my mom's story, it's like, all these stories and outlets had to be told, and there's no way you could do that on a movie. It had to be a whole platform to show who I am progressively.
I know your shit would be dope, and you could represent.
It'd be like some power shit, for real.
Yeah, yeah, and we can see Oakland the right way.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to do. I honestly thought I should do a docuseries on my aunt and not play her, because it's like, shit, eventually you will see me in there.
Right.
But it'll be me narrating her life because she ran with Felix and them and Lil D and them. So it's like you get to see that aspect, and then here I come up, and then it could be a spinoff. Where now you see me grow up.
That'll be so hard.
And then boom, it's Kamaiyah.
You, I want to talk about that High Street area though, right? And I know that you frequented the Boys and Girls Club. Mm-hmm. Like, in every neighborhood, it's a rec center, it's a Boys and Girls Club, it's something where people go. Mm-hmm. That's how you figure out where you're from. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So exactly what you were saying, when you off the porch and you going to Boys and Girls Club and you figuring out your problems, who you don't like, who you fuck with, how was that?
My Boys and Girls Club actually was like a family, you know what I'm saying? Like, it opened later than most Boys and Girls Clubs.
It was one of the newer ones, exactly.
Yeah, so it didn't open until I was like 11, and then we lied. A lot of me and my friends, we used to lie about our age so we get in a teen club. Because, you know, they had the teen clubs.
Yeah.
So they had the big screen and the pool tables, and you could watch 106 Park, all the fly shit. So we was lying to going to the teen center, man. And I feel like we bonded in that area. Like, it was like we would leave there, then we'd walk up the hill to Maxwell Park and be up there till like 8, 9 o'clock playing and shit. So I feel like, for me personally, to this day, a lot of the people that I grew up with, we still like family because of that setting.
What was that? Was Cybell's open still? Was that the pizza spot then? That was Cybell's?
Oh, you talking about the shit on the bottom?
No, what was it? The pizza spot on the corner, across from the old folks' home. Was it a pizza spot when you was growing up?
So, no, that wasn't the pizza place. Oh, you know what? You talking about the shit by the barbershop?
Yeah.
I ain't never knew that to be a pizza place.
Oh, for real?
Nah, niggas used to just get a red hot burrito, some chips, and a big juicy type shit, niggas. Right. Or I go into the little plaza where the laundromat is and the donuts.
Yeah.
It's like a little Mexican place.
Donut shop fire, though.
The little Mexican place?
Yeah.
The little baby burrito. That's all I could afford for like $2.50. I get the little tiny burrito and fuck that motherfucker.
Hood meal. So did you go to Maxwell?
Yeah, I went to Maxwell.
You did?
Yeah, I got kicked out of that motherfucker.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Fighting and shit, fucking around.
Damn. So they sent you to another elementary?
Nah, they sent me to a behavior school. And that's where it was like, all right, I don't like this shit. Like, I get my shit together. Because these motherfuckers is really crazy.
Man.
Like, I'm not nothing like y'all.
Man.
I just miss my mom, nigga.
Man. When you back home now, you hear a lot, I see.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see, like, Walgreens?
That motherfucker gone.
I know, that's your stomping ground, though. Like, that's your hood. Like,
I was just telling the homie, like, I got banned from that motherfucker when I was like 12, because I stole the weakest Nelly CD ever, the Sweatsuit CD. Because my brother was bad as fuck, man.
Was that a double CD?
Yes, that was a Sweatsuit, yes. So my brother went in there, he stole somebody else's CD that came out that summer, and he used to take the CDs out and put them in his pocket. My dumb ass tried to do the same shit, but got caught.
Got caught. Damn.
They never put my picture on the wall, though, so I always used to sneak back in that motherfucker. How you gonna ban a kid? Like, nigga, I'm coming back up in.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy you say that, because I forgot they even had CDs at Walgreens.
You know, back in the days, you used to come up in there and get a CD. I stole the Nelly CD. Got banned from that motherfucker. I'm sad it's closed now, because that was like my claim of fame. Like, yeah, I got banned from here.
That's crazy. What was your experience like in the neighborhood as far as like, because High Street, and for those of you who don't know, High Street is an infamous street, right? Goes from MacArthur all the way down to the freeway.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? To Alameda, through Alameda, right?
Yeah.
And MC Hammer is from this street. He's High Street Bank Boy, old school. Brookdale Park is on this street. Yeah. A lot of people that's from fucking 38th and 35th, you know, mingle in the same area. Mm-hmm. So what was your experience like as far as like with like dope boys? Did you see?
Them niggas is family. So back then, before I did music, everybody wanted me to hoop. So they used to be like, you can't be out here. So them niggas always looked after me. Like, even once I became successful, they was like, we knew you was gonna be something. Your badass had to be something, because you just had that energy. Like, you had that dog and you was gonna be something. So my experience with the dope boys was always like, they was like family, but you know, obviously we in the hood. A lot of them niggas was dying and shit, you feel me? So even like one of them, he in a wheelchair now. He like a paraplegic and shit, because he done got shot up and shit. So Shout out to Malik. But it's like a lot of them niggas, they just looked at me, honestly. Go your ass in the house if they see me doing some fuck shit. Go
Right.
over here. Why you with these niggas? Like, that's the
Right.
type of shit they was on with me.
Yeah, everybody need that, especially when you. It seemed like all the people that stand out that really got potential, you get protected in the neighborhood. People always be like, "Nah, you can't fuck around."
And it's crazy because I never sold dope and shit until I moved to Hayward. Like, you didn't grew up in the hood with the dope niggas,
Yeah.
and then you get over here, now you want to slang
Where
dope.
was you at in Hayward? On Tyrell?
8th
Dixon?
Street.
Oh, yeah.
It's like selling weed and shit on 8th Street. Like,
Yeah.
that's when I first started fucking around with that shit.
You was in a danger zone. 8th Street.
But
hot
see,
as
and that's
fuck.
another thing. Like, if you listen to what I'm telling you,
Yeah.
when I lived out there when I was younger, before I went to foster care, when I came back, it was the same niggas. So all these niggas that's Serenos and Scraps now, I knew these niggas since like kindergarten and shit. So it's like, Steven, you looking at niggas like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was a different type of philosophy when we got there. Them niggas never left. So it was like, oh, this the homies. Like, so all these niggas that's gang banging, the Simone Crips, whatever, Tongue Crip gang, I knew all them. So it was like, I never had no issues with the gangs and shit in Hayward.
And I want to give some context to the time, around the time you talking about grinding and selling weed, because like a zip of purple was $350, $400. It wasn't it ain't what y'all see now.
Yeah,
it
shit
ain't
watered down.
You know what I mean? Niggas selling zips to regular people for $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't that. This was a different time. You really got to sack this shit up
Yeah.
and see your money.
Yeah.
Was you getting high then?
Nah, I never really was a person to get high.
Okay.
That wasn't my thing.
So you was able to see some money
Oh
off
yeah,
your weed.
absolutely. Now what I had a problem with is my twin brother trying to steal it from me because you know I'm slinging. So for him not to snitch on me, now you want to tuck out my bags.
Right.
And you feel me? Like, nigga, stop tucking out my bags. Nigga, I know you weighing it up and shit. It ain't weighing right because he done took some nugs out your shit. Like, I dealt with that. Like,
That's crazy. And music, I know that the interest was sparked through like Bow Wow, right? And you saying that kind of was like your inspiration. Like, he a kid.
Yeah.
I can do this shit.
Yeah.
So, like, what did you do? Did you just write your
I just
first
started
rap?
writing. Yeah, I just started writing.
What
really,
did you
it really
write
started
to?
with like TLC, right? Because I like TLC. And Left Eye was there, but she didn't rap a lot, you know? And I found out T-Boz was my cousin, and I was like, damn, I really love music. But I never seen something that I feel like I can embody until Bow Wow. And it was like, all right, if he can do that and you a kid, you could do that. So that's what I started trying to emulate, and I just started writing my own raps.
And I know you talked about the brother that took you to the studio. What was his name?
Carvello, the OG
Carvello.
nigga.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
seen me at the Boys Girls Club, actually.
Okay.
I was rapping in a talent show, and he was like, do you record? And I'm like, nah. He was like, all right, you could come over here, but you can't rap. Which I think helps me a lot to this day, because I could write a hit song without me saying one cuss word, and a lot of niggas can't do that.
That's dope as fuck. That's dope. And Bow Wow and Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne did the same thing when he was young. Wayne, that's make him a hell of a rapper because he didn't, because I think his vocabulary got bigger. I think it
Yeah,
just, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You don't depend on that shit.
Yeah.
And so you was recording, but you wanted to record different kind of shit.
So I started going there when I was like probably 10 or 11, and then by the time I got to like high school, at that point, you know, I'm just trying to rebel. I want to say what the fuck I want to say. And that's when I found Youth Uprising, and that shit was like going to Eastside High.
And that's what I was about to say. I was about to get
You walk through that doors, that shit was a jungle.
I was about to get the youth.
It was like
Uprising.
training camp though.
Yeah.
That shit made me better than everybody who thought they was better than me. As you see, I became the nigga and they didn't.
So the
Motherfuckers
youth,
was trying to humble me in there.
the Youth Uprising birth the baby.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
Nah.
But it was this dope ass female rapper. Like, she was a teenage rapper, and she was with all the guys.
That's hard.
But she was dope as fuck.
I love that for her.
You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck.
But when I look at your history, I actually been trying to get at people and help with grants and do little shit for Youth Uprising, right? Because what I saw from Youth Uprising was Oakland's next generation. Like, you got the D&I Mikes, the DB the Generals, the Rico the Kids, the
D-Lo was in there.
D-Los, you know what I'm saying? You got Fab, who's older, who coming through.
That's
Short,
how I met Fab.
Yeah.
Way back then.
Short too?
So I met Short through family. Like, my brothers and his dad. My brother's dads and him, they been running.
Okay.
Like, God rest his soul, even Wayne. Wayne took an interest in us. You know, Wayne just passed his way, so Wayne took an interest in us. But you know what? I don't think nobody had ever admitted, but back then I felt like everybody thought I was the dopiest, but they couldn't say that because obviously my Prey brothers was they homie sons. So they can't be like, oh, I want to fuck with her and not fuck with them. But you could tell, like, oh, she gonna be something back then. So I just feel like that's what it really was at that time. Like, Short and them didn't want to really sign me because it was like, if I sign you and not sign them, then it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
But they knew, like, back then, like, nah, she got the dog in her.
Yeah. So high school starting BMG.
Yeah.
Big Money Gang.
Yeah.
And I know that you nostalgic, I'm assuming that you always wanted to have a rap clique. Anybody rapping always wanted to have a rap clique.
We was really like family though, like to this day. Like we still family, so it wasn't even just that. It was just shit. It came across like that because we really family. Mm-hmm. But yeah, not the cliques for sure. I feel like the Bay that's the biggest issue with us is that we don't have a movement of us. Like you seen E40 in them, you seen Too Short, but it was never no label movement.
Right.
So that's what the Bay lacks. The only thing we've ever had that was a movement was the hyphy movement. That's why everybody always retros back to that. Like if you look at New Orleans, you had No Limit, then you had Cash Money, etc. So it's always moments within their culture that you see shit. Even New York had Bad Boy, you had Rockefeller, etc. We don't got nothing like that.
Nothing like
they
that.
had Flip Mode, all type of shit. We just got E40, Too Short. If they fuck with you, if they don't, maybe you'll get a deal.
Right.
But there's nothing here that ever made you want to be reminiscent of an era.
Yeah.
But the hyphy movement. So that's why everybody be like, oh, we still hyphy, we still hyphy. It's like, nigga, we gotta grow past that. What's next? What's next?
The infrastructure has never been set up for it either. Like we have a lack of. That's why it's so dope that you always worked how you work, had management. But it's even doper that your management is from here. It's even doper that because people don't have nothing. They don't have no label to go to. They don't have no A&Rs.
I think that's the misconception, though. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. My management and shit wasn't from here. Everybody snatched me the fuck up out of here, and I did
No, I'm talking about now.
Yeah, no, the homies here, but intentionally, I did not fuck with nobody here because I'm like, y'all gonna leave me stuck here. So the moment a motherfucker called me and was like, hey, we want to take you down here, I was like, shit, for sure, we go.
And that was Sycamore?
Yep, Sycamore called. I was like, who the fuck are you? I didn't even know who the fuck you was, but I'm like, shit, I'm gonna just fuck with you. Fuck it. We going on a plane? We going to LA today? All right, I'm just pack one bag, we gone. Like, I just thugged it out, fuck it.
Yeah.
I felt like anything was better than me going through the system that was here because it was like a formula. It's like, we take you to N1 promo, then we're gonna let Stitch manage you, and then this person's gonna do this, and then boom, you got the record, but you don't own your pub, you don't own this, you don't own that, now you stuck. I didn't go through none of that. To this day, nobody's never owned my publishing, none of my masters besides me.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
So in that Youth Uprising stretch though, and it birthed all of those people, all of those, and even producers. You know, you got Beat Rock, all these guys.
That was my nigga.
Beat Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got on his damn nerves. Oh my God, I got on his fucking nerves.
But how important is that to have a place like that in
I think
Oakland?
it taught me skills and shit that I use today. Like my producer, he sitting over there, he tell you I recorded all my own albums. Nobody record me because I learned that at Youth Uprising. Like I have the beauty of somebody being able to assist if I want them to record me, but I don't need nobody to record me.
Yeah.
Because I learned all that shit over there.
Was that crazy back then? All the niggas producing on Fruity Loops and shit?
Man, that shit it was a very interesting place because you saw the people who was serious about it and then you saw the people who, like, you know, obviously bullshitted.
Right.
That's why you got people who came out. Like, I was there in the thick of it. Like, when DB before it was, the niggas don't even know that's me on Welcome to the Navy.
Yeah.
That was my song and he stole it. He was like, I want this for my album.
I knew.
Yeah, no, it was like, I was there through that whole process.
I'm going to tell you
when Rico was mixing, it's a whole nother nigga named Rico. It's a Mexican nigga.
Yeah, I remember him.
So he mixed the whole album. I was in all them sessions. Like, so I was there for a lot of that stuff that became historic to niggas today.
Yeah, that shit
like
was
No
legendary.
Hole. I was there when that shit was popping. I was actually supposed to be on fucking You Played Me. A lot of people don't know that. But they wouldn't let me get on it. I was so mad. I'm like, come on, bro. I was supposed to be the girl answering what Rico was saying. This was before D-Lo was on it.
Damn.
But Rico was like, no, you're not getting on this. And I was so mad at Rico. I'm like, come on, bro. Let me get on this goddamn song.
Stay on blue. I'm just trying to stay racked up like you.
Put an 8 in a 1 and do magic. Tryna stretch hair run like elastic. Eco-friendly drug dealer, I don't waste no plastic. Use all 4 corners of that baggie. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. So I pull up on Champ before the bank close. Say no to stank hoes and stank clothes. No paramedic pimpin', nigga, we don't save hoes. Yeah, rest in peace to Lil' M. My